What's up, people? Welcome back to another explanation video. This time I'm gonna go over the best endgame passives. So yeah, without being said, let's do this. Okay, so I'll be going over all the passives that I want to talk about from the skill tree first. Then I'll talk about some of the passives from specific items and etc. So yeah, in order to unlock these passives, you just need to spend enough points to get them, and that's really how you just unlock the regular passives that's you can obtain from all these passive skills from the skill tree. So let's get right into it, shall we? The first one I want to talk about is the meditation. Now, meditation is a very good passive to have, especially when you have the skill power plus 20%. Though the delay plus 10% isn't really that of a big deal, to be honest. Can barely feel that differences. Killing Blow is a very good passive. Like, it gives 30% crit, crit power, and is a very good DPS skill. Sword the Servant is a very good speed passive. It gives you 10% skill speed. Sometimes I use that in some of the builds as because I just want to have more skill speeds. And if you want to do farming, for example, like doing the sword skill mastery, you can always put a few of these on and you'll be good, because speed always good in this game. Shadow Warrior has attack plus 20% but defense minus 20%, so it's kind of like a trade-off. If you want more attack, if you don't convert defense, it don't really matter if you're losing defense. So yeah, this is a very good attack passive. Cackling Devastator is one of the best AoE. Well, this is an AoE passive. However, if you want a larger range, combine that with buffer, then you can have bigger range to hit multiple enemy parts. So it's a very good multi-target passive to have. Next, Hawkeye. Hawkeye is a very good passive with the accuracy plus 10%. So with that being said, you definitely need more accuracies in this game, especially when you go to higher levels and stuff. But just excluding Zen Fighter, you pretty much want this passive for majority of the build if your accuracy cannot reach the requirements. Soul Extraction. Now, Soul Extraction is a very specifically designed for AI majority of the time. If you're using like a buffer or whatever, it has SP consumption minus 10%, and it's actually very good to have on your AIs, because if you're buffing and stuff, though, they won't run out of SP as much. Shadow Hands, without being said, is definitely one of the best debuff passive, because it gives a special accuracy plus 15%, and that is a lot, especially when you have bigger base numbers. Unfreezing Spirit, definitely one of the best hazarding passive in this game. So on crit, hazard gauge plus 50%. So this is a very good, especially when you want to hazard the enemy extremely fast. Abyssal Reflection is a defense conversion to attack. So it gives you 15% of defense conversion. This might not be a big number in the early game, but once you have like a lot of good gears, once you're later in the game, like your defense are over like, I don't know, thousands, you're gonna get so much more attacks just by converting that. Not to mention, if you're using Steel 3, you get even more, because Steel 3 increases 100% defense. So yeah, whatever you have with 100%, then convert that to attack. It is a lot of damage. Spiritual Cage is a cooldown passive. This is a very good passive, especially when you have it on your AIs and stuff. Their buffs comes back much faster. Verdant Paradigm is actually a very good area effect. It's pretty much the same as a buffer. It's just enlarge the area, so that way when you're using a buff, you don't have to be close to your partners or whoever. Rising Spirit, without being said, everything increased by 5%, all 4 stats. It is definitely one of the best passive you can have. It's like a half of the bulwark. It is a very, very good passive, always to have. Mental Resonance. Mental Resonance is one of the best special accuracy percentage, debuff. So this one gives you 20% special accuracy. So the Shadow Hands gives you 15%. So this one has 5 more percent. So when you combine both of them, you're gonna get a lot of special accuracy percentage. 2 Contenders. Now 2 Contender is a very good skill power booster. So it's like a 15%, and it's a very, very good passive to have if you don't have like the the buffs. If you don't want to use the buffs, sometimes it's pretty good to have that as for the early game and etc. for the skill power boosting. Lead the Body. Now this one is a very good agility booster, so it's like 10% agility, so that is quite a bit for a lot of weapons, especially if you want to just boost their agility, such as katana, rapier, and etc. Sense Danger. Now Sense Danger is a cooldown passive. It's similar to Spiritual Cage. This one gives you minus 5% instead of minus 10% the other one. So combine those two together, you get a bit more of cooldown. Spirit of Determination. Now this one gives you vitality plus 10%, and this is huge for some of the weapons such as two-handed and mace, especially when they use massive amount of vitalities. The vitality does scale they scale up very good for those weapons, especially you can add 10 more percent. Always take that. Evil God Bloodline. This is definitely one of the best passive to always have, especially when you have weapons that use pure strength or higher percentage of strength. So this one will give 10% strength increase. Strength is very important in this game, so the more strength you have, the more attacks you have. Clear Flash. Clear Flash is one of the best passive you can actually get in this game. It gives Super R duration plus 25%. Now the 25% Super R is huge for some of the builds because you don't really need to have 2 galvanize anymore. Sometimes the extra 25% is all you need for the 1 down kill. So it is a very, very good passive because the longer you stay in the Super R, the more damage you can, do, so you can keep going with your sword skills. Single-Minded Will. This one gives normal attack plus 1000% in Super R. So you have to activate your Super R in order to get this 1000% boost. It is a very, very good passive to have, especially if you want to play around with the normal attacks. This really shreds a lot of enemy. Even just normal attacks, 1000% is a lot. Agile Flurry. This is practically the same as the last one I'm talking about. So more normal attacks. This one 800%. You don't need to have Super R to use that, and you get 5% strength as well. And those two combined, 1800%. It is a big normal attack boost, especially, most of the time normal attack can kill 1 down kill a lot of enemy as well. It's a very fun build to use. The Soul's End. The Soul's End gives 100%, 100 SP. So 100 more SP is actually pretty useful sometimes. Minus 50% HP, that don't really matter too much. What matters is that you can get 100 more SP, so you can sometimes buff all of your skills. Sometimes some AIs can't buff all the skills because they're just missing that extra, 50 SP. So having 100 is definitely very useful for the buffers. I might as well mention this one, Rubiter Strong. Rubiter Strong is a very interesting passive, but the thing is you need special accuracy, a lot of special accuracy to land that risk point plus 100%. Now this is practically same as Wit's End, however Wit's End use a lot less special accuracy. But if you want to farm like level 300, 400 sometimes, you can use Rubite Strong as well. So it's actually not bad, it's just that you can't really use it for like super high level enemies because don't really have enough special accuracy to customize it to really land that sword skill or whatever. As long as you hit the enemy, you can get the risk point if you have enough special accuracy. But in this game, there are limitations on how much you can actually add. Mental focus. Mental focus is a very good dex booster. So it's like 10%. 10% dex isn't a big differences, but dex is accuracy. So the more dex you have, the more accuracy you have. So it is a very, very good, dex boost. And plus, like, some weapons uses, dex adjustment. So this is another good one to have on, just in case if you want a slightly a bit more DPS. Meanwhile, have a little bit more accuracy as well. Domain of Experts. Now, Domain Expert has Skill Connect +1. So that's why you see all these accessories that has the domain. It is a very good to have, especially if you want to go multiple sword skill connection beyond 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Blade Dance. Blade Dance is a very good follow-up attack. So this gives you, I think, 10% damage. So it's like a follow-up damage, not an extra hit. So if you're using this to farm like bonds or other stuff, it doesn't really count. Even though it pops up as like you're counting like hits and stuff, but it doesn't actually count as a real hit. And it's just more damage. Unbending. Now this is a good passive. Very, very good. Like 10% vitality, strength, dex, minus 15% agility. Well, that's the only bad part about it. However, there are some weapons don't use agility. They use a lot of strength, vitality, so it don't really matter if that agility is lower. So especially like I mentioned, two-handed and mace, with this passive they will hit a lot more harder. Okay, the first thing I got is Unrival Plus. This is a very, very good passive. Without being said, this is a DPS passive. It's like ×2 blade hands, but slightly more damage on top of the ×2 blade hands. It's a very, very good passive to have for the accessory or for weapons. And the only thing you need to worry about is running 2 Unrivals, because that minus 50% HP, sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time it actually bug out the HP, from like, sometimes you'll see the HP jump to 4 when you're doing sword skills. I already mentioned that, I already made the video for it. So when that happens, if you're using low HP, high skill power, you're not gonna get that skill power if your HP is full, because it's the opposite you have to keep in order to get more skill power. So this bugs out the HP, so just be aware of that. Next, Sublimit. This is a very good passive to have. Accuracy +15, accuracy +10%. Yeah, without being said, this is an accuracy passive, so it's a very, very good to have on accessories and stuff. Also, controller's low. Yeah, so having that is a very good passive for especially the higher, levels. And if you can just slap that on, you're good to go. That's a lot of accuracy, especially when you have so much accuracy already from buffs and gears. Next, I got Enlightenment Plus. Enlightenment Plus has effect time plus 10%. What it does is it gives you extra time for buffs and debuffs, but I rarely see debuffs work. But like the biggest problem is that some buffs, they only have 60 seconds or less. It's kind of like not enough time for some for some bossings. And if you wanted your buffs to keep longer or something, put this on custom, you'll get that effect time 10%. So 10% of whatever time of that buff. So it's a very, very good passive to have, especially if you want your buffs extend further. Next, Swordmaster Plus. Swordmaster Plus has cooldown time -5% and skill speed +5%. So both are very good passive. It's like 2 passive combined in 1. So this is a one good passive to have, no matter if you have it for your customization cooldowns or whatever, or if you're using it for extra speed, whatever. It is a very, very good passive to have. Next, Lightning Speed Plus. Lightning Speed gives move speed plus 5%, evasion plus 5%, and attack plus 5% is really important. That 5% attacks. Everything else is like, it's okay. I mean, evasion don't really matter too much, to be honest. Like, they're not gonna dodge a level 900 or these high level enemies, no matter how much like, you know, evasion you have. So yeah, we don't have that much to really like dodge their attacks. Up next, Seething Fury. This is a very good passive to have. What it does is basically it gives you 30% more crit rate in Super R and 30% more crit power. So this can actually stack on top of 2 Tiger Resolve, which is pretty impressive. This will give you more damage. This is basically like a Tiger Resolve. Tiger Resolve is 50% of those two. Last but not least, the most OPS out of all of them, the Sky Dancer Plus. Now the air attack power plus 200%. With that being said, like, this is a true DPS passive. I mean, like, this is just ridiculous. It's considering, like, you know, the most broken things you can have for some weapons. I mean, yeah, what it does is basically it gives you, 200% more if you're having like skills that's in the air and stuff. So it's very, very busted for some weapons like two-handed, mace, dagger. Those are very, very good. Not just those, but like if you want to use that for some other air skills, it's fine too. It's just like you really want that as a secondary DPS or the main DPS, as well as like if there's down or whatever, multiplier in the description to get even more damage to stack on top of it. Alright people, that should cover it. Oh my god, that was a lot of passive. I mean, there's some passive I left off, but because it's just situational, I mean, if you want to add them in, go ahead. But a lot of passives are pretty useful in this game. It's just like, there's no point in include all of it. If I include all of them, I might as well just don't need to make a video for it. Just say, hey, I mean, all the passive works. So yeah, that was quite a bit, especially the main ones from the skill tree. I don't really need to mention all the main ones that's on accessories and etc. because they're the same, so not that much difference. It's just there's many accessories and weapons have different passives that's like from the skill tree, and it's all same, so there's no point mentioning it again. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. It's just to cover the end game passives. So some of the passive you can get from like random locations, like I said, it's like Extreme, Supreme, Ancient Apostle, DLCs, whatever, so that's why a lot of time I don't really need to, say where to get it, because there are just so many locations you can actually get it, so there's no point in just saying one location. Just it's all RNG. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this explanation video. Until next time.